Patrick Gomez from Entertainment Weekly, and we are here in our San Diego Comic-Con video studio with some of the cast. You're going to get more in just a bit. Some of the cast of The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. How's your Comic-Con going?
Great. Fantastic.
Well, we're glad to have you all. I'm going to have you all go down the line really quick for those at home. I'm sure everyone watching does know, but if you could just say your names and who you play on the show. Why don't we start and go down this line and then the back line?
My name is Charlie Vickers, and I play Sauron.
Big start.
Yeah!
I'm Megan Richards, and I play Poppy Proudfellow.
I am Morfydd Clark, and I play Galadriel.
I'm Sam Hazeldine, and I play Addai.
Yeah!
Front row did great. Let's see how the back row does over here.
Hey, I'm Daniel Weyman playing the Stranger.
I'm Benjamin Walker. I play the High King Gil-galad, High King of the Noldor.
Full title.
Just had to add that in.
Thank you.
Can't help
done.
it.
Hi, I'm Sophia.
Are you done?
Done right now.
I'm Sophia Nomvete. I play Princess Disa.
I'm Charles Edwards. I play Celebrimbor.
Hello, I'm Maxim Baldry and I play Isildur.
And I'm Lloyd Owen and I play Elendil.
I'm Cynthia Addai-Robinson and I play Queen Regent Miriel.
I'm Emma Horvath and I play Earian.
I'm Trystan Gravelle and I play Farazon.
I'm Ismael Cruz Cordova and I play Arondir.
I'm Muhafidin and I play Theo.
Season 1, we get to establish the world and the character dynamics, and then as we reach the end of Season 1, I said it was like Yahtzee, and everyone just kind of gets like rolled out into different scenarios and with meeting new dynamics, and even if it's the same characters, the dynamics are very different. So what was it like returning to Season 2 after establishing your relationships, even just as co-stars and fellow actors, to all of a sudden be working in different scenarios or being separated from people that you had been working so closely with previously?
I mean, I think it mimicked literally how it was for us to shoot the show, be together, be in New Zealand for so long, and then suddenly, after almost 2 years of being a community, we went out, like our lives shifted quite a bit when the show came out, and then we went away, came back, and we were, I mean, essentially different people, and the characters as well. I mean, because you finish the second season when Sauron just arrives, and then we're like a little bit into Sauron already being established in Middle-earth, and our characters essentially live and develop through the hiatus, so we meet them. Like meeting them again is like reintroducing yourself to this other guy.
And also like working with people that you didn't think you were going to work with. So for example, in my case, I got the privilege of working with Tyroe and Ismael a lot in Season 2, and it's been a lot of fun doing a lot of action, which was the operative word for Season 2.
I was just stuck with the usual. These four, right? Three, right?
Back to the street, you know, back to the grindstone with it all.
Just same old, same old.
But also with a person that you had been working with a ton.
Yeah, these are all these beautiful new ingredients of what they set up in Season 1, and by Season 2, they just felt like there's so much at stake in every single scene. So you got for the actor, you got so much juice to play with, and in our case with Earian and I just being left without my son, her brother, and the effect that has on us as a family and in that dynamic, and how it pushes her into a different realm of politics in Numenor. So, they've blended the story brilliantly there, because there's a big schism in society, and she's potentially going over to the other side.
I love that tease. There is a giant battle in the first season. Did that feel are there even crazier moments in Season 2 in terms of like, oh my God, I can't believe we got through that shoot? Or did that make anything feel easy after that?
I don't think there's. I will say this, because I think with the battle in Season 1, and certainly for Numenor, I mean, it's a losing battle essentially, and so I think you almost have to start a lot of these characters at a very sort of low point. So the arc of Season 2 for a lot of us is really trying to climb out of this, sort of defeat for whatever that means for individual characters, but. If you're going to do a second season of something, you've got to, go even bigger, even grander. And for us, we have enough distance from filming that when this show comes out, we're also going to be the audience. We're also going to be the fans taking in, what I know, without having seen it, is the most epic battle sequence that we have coming up for Season 2. And even when we saw the trailer, I mean, my jaw was on the floor. It was like, I can't believe I'm in this, because, there's a bit of separation. So I think there's something that I personally am excited about that feels really cinematic this season. The first season was the case as well, but I just think we've got to top ourselves, and I feel like we've done that. So I'm excited just to watch it myself.
And yes. There is a battle, and it's a different level. Like, I'm not to give it anything away, but it was a different level to shoot, and it is visually is gonna be just a feast.
Yeah, it's really fun because has just been thrown into chaos, everything in Middle Earth.
Because someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just listened to the
Nothing to do
king, it
with
wouldn't have been a
me.
problem. But hey,
Thanks.
No.
what do I know?
Poppy, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's all me. Yeah. Watch out.
Sorry, completely. No, but I think we all start the first season with most of us just having an absolutely terrible time, and this guy here, just about to live the best days
Having
of
a
his
great
life.
time.
Yeah.
This season 2 is just me having an awesome, fun time. Season 1 ends, pretty badly for me. I make the sort of, pitch to you, and you say, "Go away."
I wouldn't say it ended badly.
I'm left with no one. I've got no friends. I've got no one around.
Oh,
But I make a friend very quickly.
So lonely.
Well, yeah. What
I'm
can
his friend.
the two of you can get to go off on a little journey adventure?
We do.
What can you tease about that dynamic as we see it in season 2?
Well, I basically let him move in to my house.
Yeah.
And it sort of goes from there.
The answer's in the title of the show. So we spend a lot of time making rings. Power. We make power.
Rings.
So we are going to start to see these rings. As props, do they feel any special, or is it like, that's just another prop?
No. They felt really special. When I was making, look, I didn't make them.
The hours.
They actually took a long time.
He's a very method actor. He
spent 3 years, doing an after-hours course. When I was there's a scene when I'm lining them all up. They're all complete. They felt very special then, and it was very dark lighting, and it was smoky, and yeah, it felt quite magic.
There's a lot of incredible dynamic acting moments and political discourse and such on the show, but there also is a lot of CGI and things. And I know you all were talking yesterday about the Ents, and that they're not really there. Do they show you? Well, but to you they are.
What's wrong with him?
They are, right?
Right.
But that's kind of where I'm going with that question, which is. Are they showing you exactly what they think it's going to look like when it's finally rendered, or are you just having to come up with it, and then when you finally see it, when you do see the show or the trailer, are you like, oh, that's what that looks like?
Sorry.
I think sometimes you have to stay in your world, and just sort of flesh that out, I guess, because some people come up to me and they sort of behave like Farazan steals all the blue M&Ms out of the packet, you know what I mean? He's a bit shifty, but actually the world that I'm in, that's just not the case. You've just got to play what that world is about, I think.
Yeah. What were the eagles like when did you actually see them? Sorry to interview.
They actually, imagine an eagle that big.
A very tiny eagle.
Just flying, screaming, just being fed to its young somewhere.
You do get to see some artwork beforehand, so you've got a sense of an idea of what it might look like and how that's going to come across.
Thanks for saving this moment. Thanks for saving that.
It's all right. It's okay. This is the A team. Remember, this is the A team. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, you do get some sense, but then you obviously have to remember what this incredible creative team are capable of. So it's always magnified to the power of 100 from what you imagine it will be from that drawing that you look at, right?
But I also think it's about conveying the emotion of whatever that creature is going to be, because you understand that the audience needs to really feel what you're feeling. So part of it is, it could be almost anything, but really what emotionally is happening in that moment that you need the audience to sort of feel alongside you, whether it's fear or awe or wonder or whatever it is. So to me, it's always, I think about the same thing when I watch a horror film, it's like you've got to convey such fear that the audience is on the edge of their seat. So similarly, I think with a lot of our creatures, whatever they may be, I think it's that feeling that you try to bring so that the audience can feel it too.
When I was chatting with one of your co-stars, Ismael, yesterday. He sat on our Entertainment Weekly Brave Warriors panel over in the convention hall, and he was talking about, it's a long process to get the prosthetics on and the hair and makeup, and so we started talking about what you do to get through that experience. And so for those of you that do have prosthetics or like long makeup times, what is the process for getting those ears on? Or like, do you go to a Zen place? Are you like listening to podcasts?
It depends what mood we're in.
What time in the morning
what
you're
time in the
starting.
morning. Whether Owen is blasting his rock music at 3 a.m. Like, yeah, I'd say different days, different vibes, and also depending what we're doing on the day. But usually it's really, the hair and makeup team, all the team crew are so wonderful, and you kind of become really safe with them, and they get to know you, and suddenly the dynamic just kind of moves depending on what the vibe of the day is. But yeah, it's pretty quiet until coffee is had, I would say.
It's a great way to start the day.
Yeah,
it really is. Depending on how long you got to sit there. We had to sit there for, I don't know, a couple of hours.
How long are you
Sam may
there
answer
for?
differently.
Easy for you to say.
With my one nose and nothing
5
more.
hours we got it down to.
Wow.
Got it down to, what was it at the
It was
start?
7 at the beginning. Oh my God.
So what have you got?
What have I got?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed
prosthetic
any
nose.
difference.
Sorry, yeah.
What?
You look exactly
You
the same
wear
as me.
makeup?
I have prosthetic nose, prosthetic chin. I have ears, and I have scarring from my head down to each side of my face.
And is some of the, most of that, there's lots of paint on you every day as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's the second level is the painting up of the. I used to love the painting bit.
Yeah, well, you should have come in and helped out.
Well, next time.
Got it down to 4 hours.
Doing the painting.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
Just steal a phrase again from your co-star Ismael. He exposed himself by on stage, which those are his. That's why I said it was his words.
That sounds like his.
His words, not mine. And was saying how he uses music to get into character, and like kind of like a walkout song or a hype song, and how it's different.
is it?
It's different for different different people or different characters. In fact, he said he did a movie and played a villain, and for some reason it was Katy Perry's "Swish Swish."
Can we talk about us more?
But he has for for this show, he has a song that's like got a lot of drums and makes him feel like he's like going to go on a march. Do any of you use music to get into character? And if it's for this show, can you share what your walkout song is or would be? Do you think?
I don't have anything specific for character, but I made like a hair and makeup chilled playlist to sort of play. Yeah, this is very general.
To inflict on everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I don't have anything specific.
I think I had a playlist. I think I did. There's a bit of Johnny Cash for Halbrand, and then for Sauron, it was like quite a lot of choirs, like King's College, Cambridge choir, choral music. Very cool.
Galadriel's theme, one of your top played.
It was one. What? Nice. I've just plagiarized your theme to Sauron. That's his theme.
Wow, that's quite dark, actually.
Yeah, we're also telling of their relationship. They're like, I'm usurping a part of you.
Yeah.
You were going to share one?
Yeah, no, mine was Philip Glass.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Was that a good reaction?
Yeah, wow.
It's pretentious.
Very chaotic, isn't it?
No, it's great. Well, like Einstein on the beach or what?
Yeah, more The Hours, the soundtrack to the movie The Hours.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's cool.
Is that like one that's like ding, 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 ding?
Yeah, arpeggios over and over and over and over. I love that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
We had a long.
You said it was pretentious.
Yeah, well, I'm saying you are. I'm not saying the music is.
Meg and I had to walk about 20 minutes in Tenerife to get to set. Because the location was out in the middle of this public park.
Tenerife, that must have been a real bore.
It was tough. It was tough for us, yeah. But I used to listen to Florence and the Machine, King, as we get to the top of the thing, as we get to the top of that sort of mountain area, and we had the sun baking down, and I was in the costume, and I just would go wild and just dance around to it, just get myself in that sort of, it just felt like it was all-encompassing. The whole world covering. It was great fun.
Yeah, it was such an expansive space, wasn't it? So it was really fun to do that.
I'm a raw dogger. No, I just raw dog it. I just don't do any music or anything. No.
I see.
Are we definitely the A team? So we still the A team, or have we just got
team now? Actually,
with a Z team now.
So in New Zealand, I was listening to an album called Coney Island Baby a lot when I was in my trailer, and I get a knock on my trailer door once. And Patrick McKay, the showrunner, opened the door and he was like, "Are you listening to Coney Island Baby by Lou Reed?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "I wrote a lot of season 1 to that album." And it was just a weird kind of connection that I had with Patrick actually over that. I was like, "Oh, we're bonding over the same shared music taste." So Middle Earth was written to Coney Island Baby.
I actually have a Theo playlist. So when I'm in the trailer or in the car on the way to set, I'll put on this playlist, and it's like, if Theo was alive in this day and age and he was living, these are the type of songs he's listening to.
Like what?
Which one? Name it.
Specifics.
A lot of J. Cole, Joey Badass, Denzel Curry. I personally don't listen to it, but then when I get in the mood of Theo, I love it. I don't know how to explain it.
What do you think of Joe Cole?
He was a great. He was one of the greatest Chelsea football players of all time. Joe Cole was a skill meister, is what I'll tell you about him.
What were you gonna?
Yeah, I think I started out with a playlist and then it narrowed as I was working, and I ended up listening to The Archer by Taylor Swift. So that's the song I think of.
Obviously, you shot season 1 in a bubble of sorts because people knew the show was coming and there was excitement around it, but they hadn't seen any of it. You hadn't gotten the fan reaction. You hadn't seen how fans were reacting to certain characters and all of that. How is the energy now, knowing that season 2 is approaching and you are aware of how beloved the show is and how people are getting attached to all of these characters?
I'd say it's calmer. I think the first year we were having to keep a lot to ourselves, having to find out in situations like this, having to find our way around questions, because we were so sworn to secrecy. That was it's quite.
I got so good at lying. I told so many lies on that press tour. So it does have like a more. I mean, Hall H yesterday was amazing, and you can feel the energy. And I think it's partly because the music is so loud in there. You can feel it vibrating. But yeah, it's been really special.
So I want to close out by saying we have another cast coming in momentarily, and that's Maxim, Tyroe, Ismael, Lloyd, Emma, Cynthia, and Trystan. What should I ask them that's either going to get them to share a really funny story, or is there like a group text situation I need to bring up? Or
Ask Lloyd. Just say to Lloyd, Dusseldorf.
Oh my gosh,
Very good.
yes,
Great.
do.
Great.
Just say Dusseldorf.
How was your time in Dusseldorf? Yeah.
Got it.
And he'll do this. Ha, 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 ha.
Dusseldorf.
Well, we are in Cologne, Germany.
Well done, Group B. That's a good question. We did a convention in a city called Bonn, and but you fly in to Dusseldorf and then you drive to Bonn. Or we did, and it was a huge hall of about 1,000 people, and everyone had to come on and say hello, good evening, and I just walked out there, slightly nervous of 1,000 people, but thought I'm going to go big and I'm going to go strong. It's going to be a rock concert, and I just, instead of saying good evening, Bonn, I went, good evening, Dusseldorf.
But he dragged it. It was Dusseldorf. And I was like, that eagle was landing.
Owen Arthur's next to me goes, it's bloody Bonn, mate, it's Bonn. And he's crying with laughter. All of them were like this.
One of the best memories.
If you're going to fail big.
It was big.
That's big and beautiful. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your convention. Please continue to go to EW.com through the convention and beyond for way more about Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and everything else Comic-Con. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.